On April 7th, 2018, Strategic Weapons Academy of Texas conducted a free course for teachers and faculty. Included in the course was a full day of pistol training, plus active shooter protocol, emergency medical actions, and also an in-depth look at the AK-47, AR-15, and 12-gauge shotgun. The students were trained just as we train any other specialized group at our facility. Why did we do this? Because we care. Because all of us have kids and grandkids in their schools and in their classes. I have no idea how any of this will play out, nor do I want to get into the politics of this. But I do want to share a bit of what I've learned over the past 30 years, and at least these educators will now be more knowledgeable of firearms and will have also received some proper mindset training.
I will tell you, I think what you guys are doing here is nothing short of phenomenal. The service you're doing for teachers, just to give them the ability to decide whether or not it's right for them to carry in a classroom is tremendous. You know, I hear every day on the mainstream media that teachers don't want to be carrying firearms in the classroom. Well, you got 21 of them out here on the range that say they do. I hear over and over again the law enforcement officers don't want teachers carrying inside classrooms. Well, you got over a dozen law enforcement officers over here who all say teachers should have the ability, if that's what they want to do and that's what they want to train for. And it's not about, you know, mandatory, it's about an option. And I always say the best do basics better. And you've got to teach basics. And that's what's happening out there. The basics are what it's all about. You fall back on your highest level of training. And I know that this is just a start for these teachers, but at least it's a start. And in the end, it gives them a chance of survival. And that's all anybody wants. Because God forbid, if that happens inside a school, survival is what it's all about.
Now that some carry allowances have been established in the state of Texas, if selected, these educators will have a better idea of what is involved. The group spent the day with seasoned law enforcement and military veterans, all volunteering their time and their experience dealing with critical situations to be here today and share with the educators. AirReelTechnology again volunteered their time to capture the event with stunning aerial footage. Topics covered in the training included opening comments from Ellis County Sheriff Chuck Edge, plus a presentation on the School Marshal Program and also the School Safety Program. Both programs require selected training and allow for some faculty members to carry firearms.
The instructors will be there, they'll help you through that part of it. But enjoy the day. Again, listen to your staff, a lot of training, a lot of experience back there. Thank you.
Next up was an informative class on active shooter protocol presented by Chief Kevin Denny and Officer Curtis Calloy of the Red Oak ISD. Both of these gentlemen are also retired Irving Police Department officers. The protocol presented is based on 4 actions to be taken during a critical incident: lockout, lockdown, evacuate, and shelter.
I'll talk about that in a minute, but those are some of the differences that we're seeing in some of these districts. These posters, we have these in every room. They have one more symbol at the bottom now. It's the reunification we talked about yesterday. That's a major part of the whole standard.
In a lot of school systems, they have what's called a standard response protocol. And the standard response protocol is a system developed by John Michael Keyes out of Colorado. And it falls under the umbrella of the I Love You Guys organization. The I Love You Guys organization was originally started by John Michael Keyes in 2006 after his daughter was killed in an active shooter situation at a school campus. And from that tragedy, he developed this system which breaks it down to 4 action words: lockout, lockdown, shelter, and evacuate.
So today I'm going to come out and I'm going to go over basic immediate first aid steps with the teachers. So we're going to work on immediate hemorrhage control for life-threatening bleeds. We're going to teach them basic wound packing, tourniquet use, and give them the bare bones basics so that they can save lives regardless of the situation. The number one cause of death out there in traumatic injury is uncontrolled bleed. So it's a very simple process to get in, fix that, stop that, and save somebody's life. I just want to share that knowledge. It gives them the tools to make a difference regardless of what's going on.
Some down and dirty basics on hemorrhage control. Really, at the end of the day, this is where you can have a net immediate effect on what's going on around you. Doesn't matter if it's an active shooter. It doesn't matter if it's a kid hurt crossing the street in front of the school. Doesn't matter if it's, you know, some kind of disaster.
Following the medical class, I conducted a ballistics lab, teaching the students about the AK-47, the AR-15, and the 12-gauge shotgun, what they can do in the wrong hands and also what they cannot do. Included a live fire demonstration based on the perspective of an untrained shooter. The enemy forces use, but this is a pretty common weapon that can be found pretty much anywhere in the world. It's massive on black markets as well. It shoots a 7.62 by 3.9 cartridge, and you can insert 30-round magazines, and then there's actually even larger magazines. So this weapon has been used in a lot of criminal activity and so forth. But then again, it is just a tool. So I'm going to demonstrate that. Before I actually shoot here, I'm going to just put a disclaimer out there. I've been attacking fruit for decades now, okay? If you look at some of my old martial arts videos, I use sticks and knives and I attack fruit. So this is not a new thing for me, attacking fruit, okay? So no offense against the fruit, but it's just something to use as demonstration of the power of this, okay? So I'm going to fire a couple of slow shots, and then I'm just going to go into semi-automatic mode and just show you what it's capable of. I'm not doing this to scare you. I'm doing this to show you what one of these guys going down the hall with one of these in their hands is capable of. That's the primary reason. But then again, it's only firing one direction at a time. And if you're not in the direction that it's firing, okay, just keep that in mind, all right? All right, eyes and ears on, everyone. Eyes and ears. All right, range is hot. All right, now that wasn't aimed fire. That was just kind of point and shoot. Nothing really tactical about that. Nothing someone really needs a lot of training to do. All they need to do is know how to weapon point it and shoot it and so forth. Okay? But you can see how one of these in the wrong hands is not a good thing. Agreed? Okay? Some kid steals his daddy's shotgun. All right? It's a hunting weapon. He's using hunting rounds, all right? We got one watermelon left. Joel, show him what it'll do. One shot from that weapon can affect multiple people, okay? Look at the size of the impacts compared to the AR-15. That's a huge difference, okay? Now, a lot of it, guys, depends on ammunition and ballistics and things of that nature. Now, if I wanted to, within a matter of a few minutes, I could construct a bomb for you, all right? And I could just blow all that up with a lot more ease than what it took me to do with any of those rifles. Or I could grab one of those vehicles and drive through them and kill them all the same, okay? So since Cain killed Abel, man is going to find a way to kill. And that's just the world that we live in. But none of these tools did that on their own. They were all operated by somebody. But the main thing is to see what you would be up against if one of these were to enter any of your buildings. Any questions? For the remainder of the day, myself and the instructor staff taught a series of pistol techniques from beginning essentials through various live fire techniques. There was plenty of media on hand to cover the event, and in spite of temperatures in the 30s, rain, and strong north winds, the course was completed safely and successfully.
Alright, fingers are straight. Do not touch the trigger loading the pistol. Alright, hands in your peripheral. Put your hands up like you've got an imminent threat. Remember, the support hand will go to the chest. Support hand goes to the chest. Alright, first time slow, a little more fluid, and a little more fluid. Shooters ready. Stand by. Done! 2 and 2. Shooters ready. Stand by. Gun front. Back out. Back in. Back out.
Well worth my time to be here. I learned a lot. I have a concealed carry license, but this is far beyond anything I learned in that class.
Thank you so much for all the volunteers, the strategically, tactically trained volunteers who gave up an entire day to show us and to guide us and to help us to become a little more proficient in this and to take care of our students. In the state of Texas, thank you so much.
Well, I'm so very appreciative of the opportunity just to come out here and get more informed and learn from experts. You know, teachers really appreciate things like this. The information is extremely valuable, especially in today's climate, that teachers need to be informed whether they're going to carry or not. It's just something that we need to know how to, you know, how to react in situations and take care of our students.
It was a neat experience because, you know, I've worked with rifles and shot rifles before, but over here the training's very thorough and they teach you exactly how all the mechanics of a weapon, and you can see how slowly they take you through a process where, and the instructors here, they were very helpful in terms of teaching us technique that we needed to know.
The protocols and telling about the two different programs, I learned a lot of new information on the difference between them, between the Marshall program and the Guardian program, they call it. The bleeding control, the tourniquet and everything was very helpful, very informative, and like they said, can be used in not just a gunshot situation, but any traumatic bleeding situation. You can utilize that information.
Today was very informative of knowing what goes on in the classroom during a live active shooter, the demonstration of the AR-15 and the AK-47 and the shotgun, showing what they can do, to the first aid and showing what we could do to people that are possibly injured in the school after a shooting or during a shooting, things that we could do as teachers to help protect our kids, and being able to come out into the range and learn shooting tactics to better ourselves as shooters, to be better trained using firearms, and to just be that type of person to where we can protect people around us, our family, and possibly our students. So I truly enjoyed this class. The instructors were top-notch professionals, very informative and very supportive.